parties. The GUTA here in Ghana and the Nigerian Union of Traders Association. Should we call you NUTA? NUTA makes sense. All right, so both of you are here. I want to start with you on a point that a couple of weeks ago my colleague and I kept raising, that there are so many Chinese and Indians involved in the same businesses that you keep taking on the Nigerians. Why aren't you dealing with all of this fairly? Why are you singling out Nigerians? Because that is what it looks like.
Well, Nana, thank you for having me. If someone says we are targeting the Nigerians, it's never true. Since we started this operation, and as the law, prescribes, it's emphatically stated that it's foreigners who are not supposed to be in the retail sector.
Right.
And ever since, we started this fight, there are a number of shops that belongs to Chinese, that belongs to the Lebanese, that belongs to the Indians that we have closed.
We don't see that.
Oh, are you sure? Go to Accra Central, go to Makola, go to Adum.
Okay.
You'll find a number of these foreign shops that have been closed.
I'm not saying this because the Nigerians have said it, yes. But if you listen across,
yes,
a lot of Ghanaians observing believe that you are targeting the Nigerians.
The problem is they are in the majority. Currently, we have close to about 7 million Nigerians living in a country of 30 million, which is almost 1/3 of Ghana's population.
What's wrong with that?
That is every sector. They are found there. So they are in the majority. So it seems whenever, we embark on this operation, they are those that we find in majority that their shops are being closed.
Okay.
But it is not that they are those being targeted. But because they are in the majority, that is why always it seems that they are those that are targeted.
Okay. Chukwuemeka, I hope I got it right now.
Yes.
Okay. Does his argument make sense to you? That
No, it doesn't.
Okay, tell us why.
Yeah, actually, you see, GUTA, what they do is that at a point, they just raise a point and they start marketing it and see whether people will buy it. And they're all lies. We are 7 million Nigerians in Ghana.
What's your population in Nigeria?
In Ghana. If I tell you it's less than 2 million, you will not believe it. Where are they living? we are in the Bosokai together. And when I went to the Ghana High Commissioner to Nigeria, and they told me that Nigeria owns 700 shops in Abosoka, I said, at where? Our members with shop in Abosoka is less than 100. And those who are more popularly in Abosoka is those who come to Ghana and buy goods and transport to Nigeria. And if you say that we have 700 shops, ask him how many shops is in Abosoka. How many shops?
I haven't said you have 700 shops in Abosokai.
Okay,
and I don't want to give you that figure.
I said you listen to me.
And we are not restricting it to Abosokai alone. It's an entire issue that we are talking about.
Can you listen to me?
He cited that as an example.
Okay. So if they say 7 million Nigerians, if we divide it, okay, for instance, let's just take it by 10 regions. So how many? 700,000. If 700,000 lives in, let me use Upper East. Won't you give them one village? But that is not to say, if you go to Nigeria, there's places that are called Ghana Village. And there are population of Ghanaians there. And the High Commissioner even told us that they have in record over 2 million Ghanaians living in Nigeria. Now, if you take it to average, 30 million, 2 million, 200 million, 7 million, which one is averagely high? I'm not going there. That's not the issue we are here. The GUTA targeted Nigeria shops, and that is what they are closing.
Okay, but they believe that you've entered every spaces you are not allowed to go into.
Let me tell you, it's not true, again, because I have not taken anybody's shop since I came to Ghana. The shop that I have rented is this open shop that the owner wanted somebody to, rent it. And, you go there, you ask the price if you can afford it. There's many shops I would have rented, I cannot afford it, and I didn't go there. And we are not a threat to them in terms of doing business because our business line and their business line is not almost the same, not because they are talking. I don't compete with any Ghanaian in my line of business. Ask him, he's here. The people I compete with is actually Chinese and Indians. And we compete very well. Not Ghanaians. Ghanaians' system of business is quite different from what we do. Even if we are doing the same type of business, it's still not bad because we're all blacks. If you met me on the street, Nanaba.
But you're not allowed to do that business. It doesn't matter if you're black.
Nanaba,
That's what the law is the law.
Did you read the law very well?
Yes.
Yes.
And did you obey laws? Excuse me, sir. Did you obey laws?
Yes, I tried.
Did you obey half and obey some? Half, you said no to half and yes to half. Do you have any power to reject any law?
No.
Thank you. If Ghana, as a sovereign state, have gone and signed a treaty, bilateral agreement with any other country, do you see that is something that you must honor? You have to honor it.
Well,
so he
if
signed
you
the
signed it-
No, let me come in there. Let me.
You're not coming in.
I'm
I'm not interrupting.
No,
I'll
it
come
seems
to
he
you.
doesn't understand the ECOWAS
Okay.
protocol.
Okay,
He doesn't understand the
let's
ECOWAS
calm
protocol.
down.
Please calm down. You have said that
That
ECOWAS
is
should go to her.
yes. I said ECOWAS should go to her because
you
we don't have
continue
any
saying
ECOWAS laws now.
You already signed it.
ECOWAS is dead.
You already
The
signed
fact
it.
that we have signed ECOWAS law does not allow you people to engage in the retail trade because
It
we have our
allows
sovereign
me.
laws and you have to
It
respect
allows
Okay.
me.
It's never.
It allows
It's
me.
never.
Go to court.
It's never.
Okay.
It's never.
Let's calm down here.
Go to court then.
It's
Because
never. You don't understand the ECOWAS protocol.
Okay.
You do not understand.
Oh,
you are
my
not
brother.
informed.
Okay.
And they're
No,
totally
let me tell you, we don't have a
ignorant
harmonized. We don't have a harmonized law.
What do you mean by harmonized?
Harmonized. Whereby
Okay,
every
gentlemen.
member state enjoy us.
Join it.
Gentlemen.
The ECOWAS protocol, the ECOWAS protocol only allow you 90 days.
Yeah, but
The ECOWAS protocol
can
only
you
allow
just
you
go and
90
read
days.
it, my brother?
Only
You are
90
informed.
days
Look at the
to do
paper you are
whatever
going
business
Okay,
through.
you want.
This is
hold
totally
on.
If you don't
wrong.
know.
What you are
Okay.
having
You don't
is
know
a
the
kind
ECOWAS
of
Ghana,
mind.
Nigeria.
You don't know the ECOWAS
Calm down.
protocol.
Please calm
Go
down.
and read it. You are
There
totally
are-
uninformed.
We
Ignorant
have,
is what
our
is
viewers are listening to both of you. We brought you here because we want to have a very interesting discussion. And so if you talk over each other, that's not the kind of news we want to put out. Thank you very much for calming down. All right. So your argument is that the ECOWAS Treaty allows you to operate in that space.
Yes.
His argument is that the ECOWAS Treaty does not. In fact, he says that ECOWAS is a deadbeat.
Yes.
Basically, that's what he's saying.
Now, that's
All
where
right.
you value it.
Now, if we continue, there's going to be a lot of back and forth between GUTA and NUTAG. Have the two of you, two organizations, two unions, tried to sit down to judge this in a very respectful atmosphere?
Yeah, if I could recall, I think about, was it about 3 or 4 years ago, one of their leaders, well, I don't know whether that time he used to be the president of the Nigerian Traders Association. I've forgotten the name. One chief, something.
John Igwekal.
He came to meet us at GUTA's office. And when he came there, he was pleading that as brothers, we should coexist because he admitted clearly that they have flouted the laws of the land. So we should just, coexist, with them. And we made it clear to him that it is about the law. It is not just about coexistence. It's just about the law. GUTA is just calling for the enforcement of the law. So he should go and talk to his people. They should get the point clear. We are not driving any foreigner, and for that matter, any Nigerian away from this country. That is not what we are saying. We are saying that they should operate within the law. And that is the more reason why we have people like City Light, who is a Nigerian. He's operating within the law. We have the ShopRite, we have the Quales, we have the Mercoms. They are all operating within the law. And because of that, we don't have any problem with them. But we don't want a situation whereby Nigerian, and for that matter, any foreigner will just come into the retail market and acquire a 2x4 shop like we the Ghanaians and be doing the retail business with us. It is against the law. This is all that we are calling for. We are not driving any foreigner away. Be in your lane and let us also be in our lane.
Okay. So at your press conference today, you called on the president to review the GIPC law.
I'm an honest, yes.
Why?
Nanaba, take it from me, that I don't even need to call that. It is the duty of the legislature to know that, in as much as we have signed this agreement, this will not work. And if you have been following the news, subsequent foreign ministers have openly proclaimed that Nigerians are not among that the GIPC law.
Who tells you?
865 saying that we are not among the people they say we should go out of the market.
Which foreign minister said that?
I don't know if you have.
Which foreign minister said that? Which foreign minister? Tell me, which foreign minister?
If you want us to go on boxing
foreign
rings, we
minister
change
said
from
that?
this
Mention the name of the foreign
Clemens,
minister.
can you just allow him to make his
Mention
point?
the name of the foreign
because
minister
he
who
was
said
quiet
that.
when you were talking. Thank you. Make your point, please.
Honorable Ananatete said it, and I actually have a book, a paper, where he made his press release. And I can actually prove it. I have a document. Even recently, the current foreign ministry Ayoko Bochie went to Nigeria when the issue of the foreigners were hitting last year. And he made it clear to the Nigerian foreign minister, Honorable Onyema, that Nigerians are not among. It was when we sent our petition to Abuja that they were surprised. And they told us this is what the woman said. And of course, it's on the news. He said, who said? You Google it on your phone, you find it. And this is the situation we are.
Google it and let me see.
If Nigerians are among the people that Ghana government want to take out of the market, nothing stops them from doing that. Do you understand? So, the argument and noise, it doesn't make sense to me. And GUTA have no right anywhere to close any shop. They should understand that.
I'm coming to that, Clement. Why are your members closing Nigerian shops? As you keep saying that Nigerians must operate within the law, you cannot, as a citizen, just decide on your own to go and close anybody's shop. That is lawless, isn't
before
it?
I come to that, let me respond to what he just said. Look, in the year 2009, when we started, this agitation, then Hanatete, who used to be the minister, the Minister of Trade,
then.
Yes, invited the Nigerian Minister of Trade and the Foreign Minister as well. He came to meet our president, and then our president laid bare, the laws regarding the retail trade. There he conceded that their people have really flouted the law.
True.
Look at what he's saying. And so they even recommended that if that is the case, then their people should take the matter to ECOWAS court in Abuja.
Right.
They took the matter there and then they lost. You can go to the Ministry of Trade, the records are there. They took the matter there and then they lost.
So where do we go from here? Because
where we go from here is just for the authorities to enforce the law.
Okay.
This is what we are just calling for.
Have you had meetings with the Trade Ministry?
We've had meetings with the Trade Minister. Even today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Friday, I think Friday we had a meeting with Trade Minister. On that meeting, the chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade was there. The ranking member of Trade and Committee.
What was the outcome?
The outcome was that, you see, we don't just understand why authorities, and for that matter, successive government, cannot enforce this law. The outcome of that meeting was that they have now taken the matter to the floor of Parliament, and that they are going to debate on that issue.
Okay. So
anytime.
You think that they should take a concrete decision?
This is what they are saying. But we all know how parliamentary, issues works, because this is not the first time that we've gone to Parliament.
So you feel they are pussyfooting? That's what you think?
Yes.
That they are pussyfooting?
Yes.
Why? Why would they pussyfoot?
We don't understand.
Okay.
If this matter goes to the floor of Parliament for debate, how long are they going to take it to debate and then come out with a recommendation? We cannot sit down for our businesses, to die. And my brother should understand that at the moment, we don't have any ECOWAS protocol. ECOWAS protocols are dead because they themselves have taught us the lesson by the closure of their border. They made us to understand.
Okay.
They made us to understand that...
the closure of that border in Nigeria affects the Nigerians as well.
Well, you see, GUTA, we are not worried about the closure of the border because it is their sovereign rights. It is their sovereign rights, because what they are saying is that the closure of the border is primarily, to deal with smuggling, and also protect their local rice, production. And for that matter, we don't have any problem with that. What GUTA is currently worried about is the goods that are locked up at both the entry and the exit points. If the corridor that they said they are going to open for us for the passage of those goods, comes into reality, Nigeria can decide to close its border in perpetuity. It's their own right. After all, what do we purchase from Nigeria? They are not a manufacturing hub like Ghana here. We have a lot of places that we purchase from. It's just one or two goods that we go there as they also come here, to make those purchases. So they can decide to close their border in perpetuity. It's their sovereign right. So Ghana must also enforce its sovereign laws. Damn with ECOWAS protocol. ECOWAS is dead now. We don't have any ECOWAS protocol anymore.
Do you sense any weakness on the part of successive governments in dealing with?
You see, that is the reason why I told you we don't understand why successive government has not had the courage to enforce this law. We don't just understand.
Okay. Chukwuemeka, I think you're busy Googling, looking for the
You don't have anything. You don't have anything there. You don't have anything there.
All right, calm down. I'll take your final words. Where do we go from here? Can you engage GUTA further so we come to something that, satisfies both parties?
Okay, on this case, I think all things lies in the hands of GUTA. I will try to write to them to have a meeting with the leaders.
Did they agree to meet?
That is there's another record that we'll keep anyway.
They haven't.
We have written
accepted.
to them.
When did you write first? When?
We have written to them first, they ignore it. Just like he's talking about the chief that meet. I was in that meeting, and I know the insult that we received that day.
Oh, you lied. We didn't insult
and
you.
That is not my problem now. I'm the president now, and I have my own way of life. Therefore, based on this very thing now, he's close to me. I would ask the secretary to write a letter to have the leadership to meet.
That's what you are friends, aren't you?
I know him.
We're not friends.
He also knows me.
You are not friends. You're not enemies.
No, yeah.
You just coexist.
But he have a lot of friends. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. So therefore, they can decide to meet with us or not.
Right.
But still, we are not looking at them anyway to decide, because they are not institution. We are looking at government of Ghana to make a declaration of whatever state they want to stand with. So,
all right, I have to say a big thank you. I was hoping that by the time we ended this
we would settle it.
Yeah. I think I should have.
They have the audacity to tell our president to see to the amendments of the law.
But you have audacity to tell our president to open a border. Now we are twisting your mouth.
You didn't hear what I said.
Right,
What did you say? Decide to close your border in perpetuity. It is your sovereign laws. We don't mind.
The first time
we don't mind.
And Clement Boateng is the national organizer of GUTA.
We don't mind.
Gentlemen, we'll be right back.
It was brought to you by My Dear Rice.